Blaine theory?
Another Blaine theory that we totally misunderstood this whole Brittany Griner thing. Tell him, Blaine.
I don't know if you've seen the new season of Stranger Things.
I haven't.
I'm not surprised by that. I think Brittany Griner might actually be the Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
The what?
The Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Demogorgon?
The bad thing.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing in Stranger Things?
Why would you think this?
She's in a Russian prison right now. Last season, that was in a Russian prison. You know, they're both 8 feet tall.
Wait, so you've seen, so in Stranger Things, the antagonist has already been, you already know how tall it is and you already know things about it.
So there's another one, something with a V, like the main guy. The bad guy's name's with a V. I don't want to spoil it if someone is going to watch the new season. But in the last season, like, the Demogorgon's basically a foot soldier for the bigger guy. Right? The main
bigger
guy.
boss.
Yeah, but the Demogorgon's like, you ever seen like a Slenderman? Like what the Slenderman looks like?
The Slenderman?
Slenderman? Yeah, whatever.
The Slenderman?
It looks like that.
Okay.
So you know how tall it is. Like, no way it's under 7'7".
I mean, I don't think he's too far off.
Okay. No, I've never have been.
No, you really haven't.
So you feel good about the new season of Stranger Things?
Decent. Well, compared to the other seasons of Stranger Things, well, it just seems like the more seasons to a certain show that they come out with, the worse it gets.
No.
Like
that's what always
more
happens.
Sequels you make, like Anchorman, phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
Anything
well, it's like
that,
you get. Breaking Bad was one of the few shows I thought just kept getting better and better. It really didn't drop off to me. But that's what happens. They have to start forcing stuff, and you run out of stuff to write. Sometimes you need to end the story.
Yep, I agree.
Which fan bases are the most loyal in sports? The College Baseball World Series begins tomorrow, and the Celtics must win at home tonight to force a Game 7. It's Thirsty Thursday. I'm Jake Crane, and welcome to Crane & Company. We always talk about which sports or teams have the craziest fan bases or the most loyal, and there's also a great debate on whether college sports or pro sports have the most rabid fans. But if you had to pick your top 3 most loyal and rabid fan bases, who would they be? We're dropping our list here shortly. But with mainstream sports media members like Mad Dog really only listing major cities when it comes to talking about the best markets or fan bases, we got to show a little love to everybody and not just the mega markets. Because why would I want to go to a game in Chicago when there's more shots outside of the arena than in it? Or Detroit. I'd rather drive down to Flint and watch the Tropics play while drinking a cold Busch Bavarian. Big markets don't necessarily mean more diehard fans. I promise you will not find crazier atmospheres than college football where it matters most. So, I will kick off the list. I'll start with number 3. Going down to Baton Rouge, it's LSU. These people wake up before the rooster crows and they're drunk as they're walking past the rooster. Yet somehow they make it through the whole day to be as rowdy and as crazy as you've ever seen at night in that stadium. These fans got so loud it caused an earthquake. I'm not kidding. It registered on the Richter scale. LSU, there is no other school in the state of Louisiana. There's not an Alabama to an Auburn. Hell, there's not even a Tennessee to a Vandy. So LSU, they are rabid and they go absolutely nuts in pretty much every sport. Number 2, Manchester United. You could have picked a lot of soccer teams. These people also enjoy their drink, yet they climb over fences and try and storm coliseums. They also roam around in gangs and fight each other. Imagine that, a gang of LSU or Arkansas fans just thugging it out in the street. That actually happens here. It's really all they got. But number 1, this will probably be the easiest decision I've ever made. Any North Korean Olympic team, any of them, pick one. Look, play the clip. You want to talk about loyalty? There's only one loyalty that is stronger than loyalty out of love. It is loyalty out of pure, unadulterated fear. These people are horrified. If one of them screws up or you don't play good, you're probably not coming home, and I'm scared for what's going to happen to your family. Have you seen one of their meetings? They clap for an hour and a half. I know you love your team, but when's the last time you clapped for an hour and a half? So before we talk about the most loyal fan bases, North Korea's got to be number 1. They've got to be because they got to be, Cone. What's your 3?
You didn't hold anything back on
It's
that
the truth.
Okay, so
that
was hilarious.
an hour and a half of this. I mean, think about it. I'm getting tired just doing it right now.
Didn't they have to cry outside for 2 weeks?
Yeah, they have to cry outside for weeks. The first one that stops crying disappears. And it's not because they put an invisibility cloak on him and Hagrid stole him and took him to Hogwarts.
That's not why?
That's not why.
Okay.
It's the opposite happens.
A lot just happened right there. We have to break that down before I get to my list. First of all, that was hilarious. Second of all, I feel like I need to defend the people of Detroit a little bit, okay? Because they are diehard sports fans. I know that they're a big city and you're talking about small town markets, but hey, they haven't seen a lot of love in a long time up there in Detroit with their sports. Still diehard fans. You got Lions fans, Red Wings fans, some of their other sports too have fans.
Look, I just don't want to go to a game in Detroit. Like, I'd much rather go to Oxford, or I'd much rather go to Tuscaloosa, or I'd much rather go to Waco and watch Baylor play. Like, I'm sorry.
What are the sports like in Oxford right now?
Have you seen Lane Kiffin?
Or is that just...
Would you really rather go to Tuscaloosa?
Than Detroit?
Yeah.
Probably. But see, I'm not a big traffic guy. I've lived in big cities. I don't have to go out with, you know what I like to be able to do? I like to be able, when I get done watching the game, I'm not going to hustle out to get out of traffic. I like to be able to put my drink down, walk to my own bathroom. I don't have to wait in line. I don't see some drunk dude passed out in the corner. And I can just go
you're going to see that.
Yeah. That was
me. At my house?
You're going to see that.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah. You're going to see that, man.
For sure. But again, North Korea, most loyal fan base. Please at me.
Is that a bird or a plane? It's a Blaine.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Well, again, I'll just end the North Korean point on this. You know how loyal they are? They don't think that guy goes to the bathroom and then he hit 18 hole-in-ones in a row.
He did.
Okay. All right. That's a good list. All right. My most loyal fan bases list. At number 3, I'm going to start with Duke basketball. They're everywhere. The Cameron Crazies. Everywhere I go in the country, I see Duke basketball fans. Of all ages, really, which is another thing that makes it cool. One thing I will say, the reason they're not higher on my list, though, they've had it good.
They've
had it good. 42 years, Coach K, 5 national titles, 13 Final Fours. Their loyalty hasn't been tested as much. We're about to find out.
So you're
Coach
putting
K
them on
retired.
kind of notice a little bit.
I'm putting them on notice a little bit. Look, it's easy to be loyal when you're winning all the time. You see what I'm saying? 42 years with Coach K. You've done a lot of winning. I'm not going to take it away. You're still at the number 3 spot for me, but we're going to find out in the next 5 or 10
So if I were to
years.
say this is somewhat of a backhanded compliment, would I be kind of...
Absolutely, because I'm a Tar Heels fan.
All right, there we go. Okay.
But they're everywhere.
It's
Duke is
everywhere.
everywhere.
North Carolina fan?
Yeah.
Huh?
I didn't know that.
Oh, you experienced this first.
Oh, you're a North Carolina. I just thought you were
Number
going
2
for North Carolina. I know North Carolina.
Number 2.
I know you're a big bandwagon guy, but please.
Boston Red Sox fans. Boston fans in general. Look, we're going to see the Celtics on display tonight. New England Patriots fans are diehard. But again, Celtics and Patriots have had it a little bit better. The Red Sox fans got tested. 84 years after the curse of the Bambino? Red Sox fans are in full force when they're winning championships. They're in full force when they have an 84-year drought. Boston Red Sox fans are everywhere. Die-hard, loyal, passionate. Got to put the Red Sox up there. And then, I must say, it's tough to compete with North Korea at number 1.
What's the closest?
The closest I can get, Alabama football. Alabama football fans. Look, I married into this.
You did. I did too. I'm doing that too.
This is family now.
I'm not going to say that, but
no, this is family for me now.
Jake.
Yes, I experience this on a daily basis. I'm telling you right now, win, lose, mostly win for them.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, this is as close as it gets to the diehard, most loyal fan bases that I can compete with North Korea. Alabama football.
I love the diversity of your list too. You know me, we don't have to, it's not all about, what you look like or whatever, but I thought you really diversified your portfolio right there.
First of all, thank you for that. Okay. I was trying to be as objective as I could. I will say though, I feel like soccer fans are going to be mad at me for not having one of the clubs on the list because soccer fans are so passionate, so diehard, so loyal. I just don't know it as well. You had Man U, but so why'd you have Man U over, say, like Man City or Liverpool?
I could have just picked. I could have picked multiple.
Or the German national team?
I could have just picked international soccer fans in general. Okay. Again, I just want everybody to grasp the honesty of this.
Of the hooligans?
And just think about it.
Yeah.
These guys, and I don't know, maybe some girls too, I don't know how it goes down over there. They roam in gangs and fight the other team's gang before the game. So just think about it. We see fights at tailgates. You'll see drunk guys like LSU at Bama or whatever. Some 2 frat guys are throwing it down. Nobody's hitting anybody. It's like a fight in baseball. These are legitimate, Jets versus the Sharks. Like, I mean, I don't know if they're snapping when they're walking up the street next to each other, but these are fights. If you see them, they use objects. These guys are going to the game, and it looks like they just got out of the trenches in World War I. That's the only thing close. Like I said, the only thing more loyal than that is you believe the guy talks to dolphins.
It's like when the ball game ends, the real game begins for them.
That's exactly.
Like, now we go to work.
Love that. Love that. Okay, let's go to my list. Can't wait to hear about this. Number 3, the Yankees.
Yeah,
the Yankees.
Okay.
You know, one thing I always know is having the best players and not winning, I think hurts worse than not having good players and getting there and losing. Because, you know, it's like Tennessee. Don't you think, not even with the antics with Tennessee, have the best players. Yeah, still lost. All right? That haven't won in 2009, unacceptable.
Haven't the Yankees?
I've won the World Series since 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, that is unacceptable.
All right, number 2, I'm going to go Bills fans. 1, you never won a Super Bowl. All right, you never won a Super Bowl. 2, it is freezing.
It looks so cold.
And it's so cold. I can never do it. And these people are out here throwing beers right when the sun comes up, breaking tables, fighting each other out of love and a little bit mix of hate, and you still wouldn't even the Super Bowl 3 times and still haven't won it? That's loyalty. All right, and David, you know, after everything you said about Alabama, my number 1, Auburn fans.
Oh, Auburn.
It's Auburn
like
fans.
It.
You have to sit there and watch every year.
Yeah.
Since Saban went there, and now here comes Kirby. Every year, just the people you hate the most, and there's no love. There's no love in this relationship, not for me.
What do you mean? Between Auburn fans?
There's no respect.
No, there's respect.
Not for me. I don't respect them.
You don't have any respect for Alabama football.
Fans.
Oh, fans.
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 No respect. The Alabama football team, yeah, I respect it. For sure. The fans, no. I have to sit here and watch every year just us try to just figure out a way in our brain of how we could win this game. Anyway, I still don't know.
They're trying to do the same thing.
I still don't know, but it's a lot easier than for hike, run it. That's what it is. How we even came that close last year, I'll never know. I will never know.
I'll say this with Auburn. Auburn fans are so loyal to Auburn. We talk about Flaming Dragon.
They'll burn it down.
They will burn it down in a second. Like, you heard that song like, we're just burning it down. That's Auburn fans like every game. Every game. And again, I don't think you're too far off. I almost put Auburn in my top 3. We are willing to poison ourselves. We're poisoning ourselves. We're them. I'm telling you, every Auburn fan out there is agreeing.
I was going to make a joke with the when he poisoned the tree.
It's a Romeo and Juliet situation.
He said poison.
Don't.
It's a
just don't say tree.
That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't.
Don't say
because I knew that would be a hot button issue, and then you might burn the studio down. To be honest. But back to the Bills.
There's a few things we don't talk about. What happened 6 months ago in Costa Rica and Harvey Updike poisoning the tree. Those are the 2 things we don't talk about, and you know it.
Fair enough. Put it in an envelope, tuck it away. Back to the Bills pick, though. So you think the Bills have more loyal fan base than, say, Packers, Raiders?
Yes.
Okay.
It is freezing, David. Have you seen them?
And they're out there having fun.
They are. And I know they live there.
I know, but you know what? I'm surprised, especially from you. I didn't hear Nebraska anywhere.
I almost picked Nebraska.
Well, loyal fans.
They do have.
They're always sold out, right?
They have the loyal.
They sell out at home.
Now, if we were saying
they travel
the oldest fans, Nebraska may have the oldest. The AARP Oldest Fans of the Year award may go to Nebraska.
What about Vandy?
I feel like they've been the Nebraska fans since like the Oregon Trail. Like they were going the Oregon Trail. Like, man, I hope the Huskers do.
I don't think Vandy would honorable mention Vandy being there.
Just trying to think when I go to like other places, where do I see the most bumper stickers and the most ball caps and things like that? Like I don't know. I'm not seeing as many Vandys. And I tell you, the Buckeyes. I see the Buckeyes all over the place. Michigan too. Nebraska, I guess. Texas represents well.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of Tennessee fans since we moved to Nashville.
Okay, fair enough. Nice joke.
Thank you. Thank you. Blaine, what's the Booster Club saying?
Bubblegut says he would like to see a Vandy pick. Cal Cannon, he
Vandy
says,
golf.
Arkansas Razorback fans, no pro teams and no other large state schools. The heart of the state is the Razorbacks. Fans stay loyal through times of struggling teams and also don't challenge hog Twitter.
Hog Twitter.
You can make an argument for a lot of SEC teams.
Jay Hudson Reflection says Yankees is a mid-level bias pick. Well, Jay Hudson, that was a mid-level bias comment.
Wow. Shots fired, Huddy.
Jimbo Eagle says yes. Buffalo. Love that.
North Korea? Does anybody agree with North Korea?
Brian.
Can I get some
Brian Bailey says Nebraska's sellout streak is still alive despite subpar performances for the last 20 years. Very widespread as well.
And you need to take that into account. But one thing, too, is road games. Like, how well are you traveling to? That was one of the things with the Red Sox. The Red Sox broke a record for, like, professional home streaks sold out.
They made a movie about Red Sox fans' fever pitch.
That's true.
That was about Red Sox fans.
But how well are you traveling, too? That's the thing. Who's coming out on the away games?
Now, Steve the Pirate says Pittsburgh Steelers fans travel. Pens fans are crazy. He's saying Penn State. And while the Pirates aren't great, there are still loyal fans.
Now, if we're talking about how well your fans travel, I don't know if North Korea is the best.
They're not traveling well.
Like, all right, you can leave. All rest 9 million, y'all staying. Y'all too, y'all got to skate, right? Y'all got to skate.
Wait, so when they're in the Olympics and it's not on home soil, like, are they just sending certain people to be props?
Only who got out. Only people who goes who got out.
You send the athletes. You can send the ones who have to compete.
Look, if you can get out, if you can get out of North Korea, that's how you compete for North Korea in the Olympics. If you can make it out. I'm talking about athletes. You got to be an athlete to get out of there.
Wait, Blaine. So you're saying the way the North Koreans pick their Olympians is they find the people who can escape
North Korea, and now you get to be in the Olympics.
Put out a poll on YouTube and see what are the chances this episode stays up.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're not wrong.
I didn't say it was wrong. I said, what are the chances it stays up?
Jay Chain said, I'd put Texas fans right with Auburn fans.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. Yeah. Because you don't watch Alabama every year.
I don't know. Texas is everywhere, and they hadn't been good.
Yeah, but you don't have to watch your arch rival win every year. That hurts worse.
Yeah, like
you want to talk about harder
Oklahoma's been making the playoff every year.
And then doing what?
Huh?
And then doing what?
We've been making the playoff every year.
They showed up to the game.
Yeah.
They showed up to the game. But, all right, you ready to do this little College World Series bracket prediction, Phil?
College baseball.
Pick. College World Series 2022. If you're not excited about it, wake up or you're dead. Run the clip. I'm sorry, they caught us dancing, I think. But you know what? I love it. So, you want to go my bracket first?
Pull up a bracket.
Let's go my bracket. Pull my bracket up. Here's what we got. The SEC has like 75% of the teams. So we're going to be SEC heavy. Auburn fans, I know you're going to be pissed. But I do feel like, even though I picked them to win the other day and they did win, I need to pick them to win a little bit and then pick them to lose, and maybe that'll help. I'm mixing it up. I'm throwing a lot of iron in the fire. That's part of it. You see, we're living it, what we just talked about. So I think A&M is going to advance. I think they're going to win game one. Then I think Texas is going to advance. And I know, I get it. Notre Dame just beat Tennessee. Everybody's going to be loving Notre Dame and loving Notre Dame. It's a perfect time for Texas. Just be sneaky, little sneaky. They're going to win.
Let down after the big win.
A&M versus Texas, which drops Oklahoma and Notre Dame down to the losers bracket. I'll go to that first. Give me Notre Dame beating Oklahoma. Oklahoma's Gonzo the Clown. All right? Texas is playing Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M wins that. I think Texas A&M's been hot. I think they believe. They kind of got a little bit of a this may be the year feel situation. In this tournament, this bracket is wide open. So I think A&M beats Texas to advance, and then Notre Dame, who just beat Oklahoma, beats Texas to go play A&M to see who gets in on that side. I don't think they beat A&M twice. Give me A&M advancing to the championship.
Do they beat them once, though?
No.
Okay, so
I think A&M runs it clean.
They don't lose?
Texas A&M runs clean to the championship.
Clean to the championship.
Okay.
Wow.
I think they run clean to the championship. At the bottom, okay, we got Arkansas and Stanford. Stanford, you played UConn. Really didn't believe in UConn as much as everybody else did, even though I did put up a good fight. Stanford, you could win the President's Cup. Don't think you're winning this game. All right, it's the truth. Give me the Hogs. They're calling them. I believe in Arkansas, man, because Arkansas has been gassed up for years. They've got the best team. They've got the best team. They've never won it. We're supposed to have a good team this year. Not a bad team, a really good team. But Tennessee was getting all the hype. They're kind of sliding under the radar. And what do we say about Arkansas? How they like to keep it. Like to keep it what? Yeah. All right. So I got Arkansas beating Stanford. I got Auburn beating Ole Miss. Okay? I don't think Ole Miss is throwing their ace. I don't think they're throwing them. Give me Auburn. It's probably going to start Gonzalez. So I got Auburn and Arkansas advancing. Stanford playing Ole Miss. Ole Miss beating the wood out of those trees. Give me Ole Miss to advance there. I got Auburn losing to Arkansas, then playing Ole Miss again, and Auburn beating Ole Miss. So it's Arkansas, then Auburn. I think Auburn wins game one, but doesn't win game two. A&M and Arkansas in the championship, and I'm calling them. Woo! I'm calling them right here. Calling the Hogs, national
Woo Pig
champions in
Suey?
baseball. Arkansas is going to win it.
Wow.
It's going to be Arkansas and A&M.
Blaine, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me tell you about the right bracket. Go ahead and pull it up there. We had a lot of similarities.
Oh, my goodness, we did.
Let's start up top. All right. I do have Texas A&M winning this game. I do have Texas A&M going to the championship. But I like Notre Dame to beat Texas. I feel like Notre Dame has the pitching to win this game against Texas. And Texas also known to not show up in big moments. So give me Notre Dame. Let's go a bit lower. All right. Oklahoma versus Texas. All right. Oklahoma losing to A&M. I'm liking Texas. I just want to see this game. I like when these two teams play each other. There's always fireworks. So give me Texas. Let's go a little bit lower. All right. Stanford, Arkansas. Not even close. Arkansas kills them. I say 10-1. Arkansas. Not even close. And then Auburn, Ole Miss. I want everybody to know before this bracket was made, before even this was being able to get made, who did I pick to win?
You picked Auburn.
I picked the Auburn Tigers to win it all. All right. So I have Arkansas winning that. I have Auburn beating Ole Miss. A little bit lower. Stanford versus Ole Miss. Get those trees out of here. Ole Miss winning that game. Arkansas versus Auburn. Give me the Tigers.
Okay.
Give me the Tigers. It's going to be a close game. I feel like Auburn edges it out late. Then Arkansas, Ole Miss. I like Arkansas in that game. Then I have Arkansas beating Auburn for this game, for the first game. And then playing again, and Auburn.
So the opposite of what?
Yeah, then the Auburn winning the second game.
So not a clean run.
Not a clean run. Not a clean run. I don't think any.
But you got A&M going? No, you don't.
No, I have them play. I have Notre Dame beating A&M for the second game. Then they play the third time. I have A&M winning that game. I have Auburn beating Arkansas for the third game, and Auburn winning the College World Series.
Man, we are hot on Texas A&M, and they're the longest shot right now at plus 800. So here
we all have A&M.
We all have A&M in the championship. So let's see. I have A&M. I have A&M beating Oklahoma, and then Oklahoma losing to Notre Dame. In that first game. What is that, game 5? I think it is.
Yep,
right
somewhere around there.
Okay,
Yep.
so Notre Dame then moves on to play Texas, which Texas wins, so they advance to play Texas A&M again. I think Texas will beat Texas A&M in that second game, but can't overcome the one-game advantage for A&M, so A&M moves on to the championship. And then the bottom of the bracket, I have Arkansas, same as you guys, going to the semifinal in that bracket, but I have, let's see what I have here.
Stanford.
Auburn. Yes, I have Stanford beating Ole Miss to move on to play Auburn. And then Stanford actually beats Auburn. Stanford, Arkansas. They do win that first game, but again, can't overcome the one-game advantage. So I have Texas A&M, Arkansas, just like you do, but I have Texas A&M winning.
So you got A&M winning the whole thing. I've got Arkansas winning the whole thing. Blaine has Auburn winning the whole thing. It's an SEC Westival. That's what it is.
I'm not changing.
I'm not either.
Not changing.
It's an SEC Westival.
It's in the air. I can feel it.
Okay, so
starts tomorrow.
So when you think of schools like Oklahoma, Stanford, and Texas, we didn't give them much of a chance. What do you think about that?
Well, it's the same thing I did.
I don't think they'll have much of a chance.
Yeah,
really?
If I had to think about how much of a chance they had, I wouldn't give them much.
So Texas right now is the wagering favorite at plus 425.
Then I know they're not going to win.
Hey, no one do horns down on this show.
Yeah, no one needs an obscene gesture.
Yeah.
It's an obscene gesture.
Don't
Watch
make it
those
obscene.
hands. You watch those hands, Cone.
David.
No,
There it went. Do you have the what's the top 3 teams odds-wise?
Yeah, so Texas plus 425, Stanford plus 500, Notre Dame plus 500, Arkansas plus 550.
What's Auburn?
Here, girl.
Oklahoma plus 700.
What's Auburn?
Actually, hold on. This is out of order. Ole Miss plus 650. Okay. Oklahoma and Auburn both plus 700, and then A&M plus 800.
Wow. I'd put, if it was me, I'm putting a little sauce down on Auburn and A&M.
I would too. I don't think it'd be crazy to put some down on Arkansas. Blaine, what's the Booster Club saying over there?
Kyle Kennedy says Arkansas completes a revenge tour and wins it.
Kyle, you could not be more correct. Congrats on the correct pick.
Robert Smith says hook 'em. Nathan Trout says horns down. Greggy Lawrence says can't wait to see the Auburn Tigers win it. Colleen Houston always. She's repping the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Notre Dame, look, there's a bunch of pissed off dudes running around playing baseball.
46 was a fix says Texas A&M will win it for Jimbo. Well, someone's going to need to. Jimbo ain't going to win it.
That was a layup.
Devin21 says Auburn all the way. Mike said he's loving the plus 500 for Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
So
Notre Dame?
I was going to say Notre Dame. So with Notre Dame, they just beat who we thought was the best team in the country, right?
They were the best team in the country.
Yale.
Yes.
We can all agree.
So does that I mean, do you think they can ride that momentum to go on and win the entire World Series, or is this a situation where they've already slayed the biggest dragon and now they might be the most vulnerable?
I would typically be a little bit worried about a letdown with Notre Dame because, again, you want to fight Goliath at the end of the, you face the big boss at the end of the video.
Yeah.
You want to slay that one and be done with it. Or some people like to think that I'd rather play them early and get a chance, which that's fine. A lot of people think that way during the NCAA tournament basketball. Like I'd rather play the big dog in the second round than play him in the Elite Eight. So there's multiple ways to look at it. I always go back to experience. This Notre Dame team had a lot of players that played in that Mississippi State Super Regional last year. They're veteran guys. This is a veteran team. If you watch the way they play, they know who they are. They play to their strengths. They've been really consistent. I thought they should have hosted a regional. A lot of people thought they should have hosted a regional. So I think they'll probably still have a chip on their shoulder. But again, I go back to experience. Blaine, what? Who said what? Who said just say it? Can you say it?
Control-Delete says, Notre Dame is like my dad. He never shows up in big moments. I saw that. That is peak.
Control-Delete, I appreciate you just, pouring your guts out here in front of everybody. Man.
Kyle Kenny says, first bashing North Korea, then Cohn makes an obscene gesture. Odds of this episode staying on YouTube is now 0.
I'm not bashing North Korea. I'm complimenting them. Again, we talk about loyalty out of pure fear. That's loyalty. How loyal? You know what? If I came up and said, David, I love you, man. You're my boy. I need $5,000. And you love me. But you'd probably look at me like, dog, I love you, but I can't do that. Now, if I walk up to you and pointed a gun at you and said, David, give me $5,000, probably a better chance of you giving me that $5,000.
Here's 50 cents.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, again, both loyalty out of two different places. So maybe, love and fear.
So maybe Kim Jong-un is watching this episode saying, yes, I approve. This is mission accomplished.
Look, he's the only one with the TVs.
Back-to-back episodes referencing him also.
I know.
World leaders.
One with a TV.
What did they say, Blaine?
Go ahead, Blaine.
What did they say?
No, hold on. There was something funny. Gregory Lawrence said it. I'm going to have to go back and find it.
Is it about Auburn?
Yeah, it was something like...
He agrees with this. If you're an Auburn fan,
I can kind of remember what he said. He says, the blasphemy I just heard from Jake saying that Arkansas, those hillbillies are going to win the college.
I didn't say that.
Those World Series, I'm getting off now.
Oh, wait.
He said it in here.
Oh, okay. He was talking about Arkansas. I was like, first off, I didn't say that. I'm from Alabama. I can't call anybody that.
Oh, I thought he was saying you said that about Arkansas.
No. Well, the way Blaine read it was, I think, kind of messed up. But you want to hit one of these 5 big questions before we get to the subject?
Yeah, let's get one out of the way. First big question.
Let's do it.
Pretty easy here, boys. Will the Celtics force a Game 7 by winning tonight?
You have to. I picked the Celtics to win the series, so I'm a ride or die. I still picked them to win the finals, okay? That's like the bonus. That's like the whipped cream on top of the cake.
You big whipped cream guy? You put whipped cream on top of cake?
I got in the mood for it. Yes, I think they do. Jason Tatum, I know he has to have a big game. Everybody knows that. But again, I feel like if the Celtics just won't turn the ball over, I'll go back to last game. Okay, Poole hits the buzzer beater to put the Warriors up a little bit going in the fourth quarter. Celtics just disappeared. I think they lost the quarter by 9. You end up losing the game. But they've given the ball away so much. If they will actually just take care of the ball, this is a night I feel like, everyone's going to talk about Game 6 Klay. I think you're going to get Game 6 Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown may freak out tonight. I think Jaylen Brown may freak out and drop a 40-point game. And you know what?
40-piece.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now on the show. Jaylen Brown goes for at least 35 tonight. At least 35 tonight.
That's good for one of my picks.
I'm just telling you, he's going absolutely bananas because everybody's going to talk about Jason Tatum, which they should. They're at home. It makes a lot more sense for Jaylen Brown. Al Horford and them need to continue to play the way they played. If he could score 10 points and grab 8 boards, great. If Robert Williams can grab 10 boards and score 8 points, great. Marcus Smart can score 24 points, grab 7 boards, well, sign me up and give me a cookie because I'm happy and I'll get out of the way. So I'll take the Celtics tonight. One of my bets is actually the Celtics. I think you get a Game 7, and then it's gonna get real weird in Game 7.
I agree. Celtics at home, must have, back against the wall, and they still have all the advantages that we've been saying they've had this series. They still have length. They still can switch 1 through 5. Really, when they have to. So the thing is, to me, you hit the nail on the head with turnovers, and also don't get blown out in the third quarter. The Warriors have been owning the third quarter. I know they have 3 current head coaches on the roster over there with Kerr. Both the assistants took jobs, right? So they have 3 current head coaches in the NBA. Don't get blown out in the third quarter. Make the necessary adjustments at halftime to at least keep it close, because you've been winning in the fourth quarter a lot. I mean, not every single game thus far, but remember Jonathan Isaac broke it down for us, which is when you're leaning on defense and you're the younger team, you can win more towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know I tweeted that out. Jaylen Brown will go for 35.
Well, I was gonna
just tweeted it out.
I was gonna go ahead and put the odds on this. Jaylen Brown's going to plus 1,000 right now to have more than 35 plus points.
Plus 1,000?
Plus 1,000.
It's a nice little diamond.
That's
in
not
the
bad.
rough.
I think the Celtics win this game. I think this will be the best game the Celtics play the entire series. I really do. 2 things here. 1, because the NBA is scripted, so it's definitely going to 7. And 2, I just think the role players for the Celtics are going to have a great game. I think Smart's going to have a good game, but I also think Wiggins is going to have another great performance. I think
second best player in the Warriors right now.
You know what? I'm not upset with you saying that. I'm not. I would say that you could make a debate for that.
We need to see more than just one.
Yeah, true. I would say you can make a debate. Game 6, Klay will show up, but I think the Celtics as a whole, and it starts with defense. I think they're not going to let the Warriors get out and run as much as the Warriors have in this series. I think that Grant Williams is going to have a good game. The role guys for the Celtics will be the difference, because Jaylen Brown's going to show up. Tatum will show up. You really need Tatum to show up in a big, big way. If he's going to be that guy, he has to be that guy. But I put this game for the Celtics for 2 reasons. 1, role players, and the second reason is defense.
So what if Steph or Klay, or really both of them, come out, get really hot early, Celtics find themselves down 10 at the end of the first quarter? Can they fight their way back in the game? Or is this a thing where it's more likely that the Celtics start hot and they're up by 10?
Well, I got a weird feeling what you're going to see. That's why it scares me about one of these bets I'm going to go over in a second. I feel like this is a game where the Celtics kind of drag them from the start, and Golden State realizes that it's going to go back to Golden State in Game 7, and they kind of pull off at the end, and you see the Celtics win by 10, 15, somewhere around there. I think this is one.
Oh, you think they rest in the fourth?
Well, not just rest. I think the game's going to dictate what Kerr does. Mm-hmm. I think the Celtics are going to be up. I think the Celtics are going to be up big. I think you're going to see them go on a big run, probably in the first quarter, halfway through the second quarter, get up. The Warriors will answer a little bit. I think the Celtics will be up double digits at halftime, and I think they'll jump them start of the third quarter.
I don't think you'll see more than 3 lead changes in this game.
Okay. I'm right there.
I think the Celtics come out hot and stay hot.
Is that a game prop? Or lead change is a game prop?
I don't know.
Anything's
a game prop if you really want to do.
I bet somebody will have it.
Depends on who you call.
The finals. It's there somewhere. Yeah. But if you want to watch or listen to the rest of this show, we're going to keep the audio here, but go over to dailywire.com, become a member, or listen on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe, leave a 5-star review. That's where we're ranked by all the recruiting services anyway. And share it with your friends, enemies, and people you don't know yet, because then you'll know them. We'll be right back with This Ain't It. Brandel Chamblee. I'll see you soon, bud. Chamblee is someone you may not have heard of, and I'm jealous if you have been able to go this long without having to hear him talk down to just about everybody in the sphere of golf. Chamblee has made waves once again after being harsh of some of the PGA Tour players, deciding to take the guaranteed money and go play some on the LIV Tour, whatever you want to call it, and that's totally fine to be critical of leaving the PGA. I'm fine with that. But when talking about Bryson DeChambeau, he went way too far. He called out DeChambeau's relationship with God and how he basically accuses him of not really being religious. Chamblee said, and I quote, "He's been talking about how he's found God and become a Christian. And I just wonder how he squares accepting money from a regime that is anti-Christian. You can't pull a Bible out in Riyadh without going to jail." Well, Brandel, you aren't God, buddy. And you've made a lot of mistakes before. I don't know, like calling Tiger Woods a cheater, or saying that golf teaching industry is flawed, their philosophy is messed up, when you only won one more PGA event than I did, and I was never even on the tour. Guys like Brandel are some of the worst. They tell you how bad you are, and they're always negative when they were very average themselves. It comes off very jealous. DeChambeau's legacy is far greater than Brandel's will ever be, and that probably hurts his feelings a little bit. Now, do I agree with how they do things in Saudi Arabia? I do not even close. But I do understand why players are choosing to take guaranteed money when they don't have that option here at home. But calling out somebody's faith is fake and disingenuous and really beneath us. But it's so on point and on brand for Brandel Chamblee. So, Brandel, like so many of your rounds on the tour when you played, your critique just doesn't make the cut. And this ain't it. This guy, again.
I don't know this guy. Really.
Good for you. You're lucky. A lot of people in golf don't like him. And again, I understand being critical of players leaving the PGA Tour. Because you're a golf network analyst, whatever. So a lot of your money's made on the PGA Tour too. Covering these guys on the PGA Tour, I know you got a lot of the same friends. They're the higher-ups. Everybody kind of mingles in the same, swims in the same waters, I guess you would say. But you're going to talk about Bryson DeChambeau's faith? Like, don't ever talk about my faith or my family. You don't know him. That's the most narcissistic. Who cares what Brandel Chamblee thinks about somebody's faith? Like, where do you bring that up? Like, it's terrible I even have to talk about it. But again, that's way too far for me. Like, there's levels to it. If I'm going to be critical of somebody, which they're professional athletes, you can be critical of them. You can be critical of a lot of people. But from Brandel Chamblee questioning somebody's faith?
That's the deepest cut you can really have.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's about, it's about as deep and personal as it gets.
I don't really know this guy, but it sounds like somebody that Blaine should fight in his pre-fight before he gets Jake Paul.
Brandel Chamblee it would duck the smoke quicker than somebody running out of a house that's on fire.
Let me ask you this, though, both you guys, because it's worth a conversation here given everything that's going on in the golf world. With the amount of money that's being thrown at these guys, like Phil maybe got $200 million. I mean, we're talking about 9 figures, to be able to do their profession still, like to play golf. Obviously, none of these guys are trying to run out and seek being in a business partnership with Saudi Arabia. That wouldn't be your first choice. At the same time, 9 figures is a lot of money for a lot of these guys who've already made a lot of money, but still, I think like if I started a startup business, right, and a Saudi-backed company offered to buy it for $200 million, like would I not sell it to them because of human rights violations? Or you made a good thing.
Yeah, how about this? So if that's the truth, Brandel, if that's the truth, you can't put gas in your car.
Like
you can't put gas in your car.
You could trace the gas.
Yeah, we get 550,000 barrels a day, I believe, from Saudi Arabia. So at some point, some of that gas has gone in your car. Brandel, your faith's bad. You're fake. You're contributing, Brandel. How could you do that, Brandel? How could you do that? It's amazing. The hypocrisy is amazing.
So,
but I don't know if he's smart enough to realize that, like to make that connection.
I don't know him. I didn't know this guy prior. Did you had heard about?
Oh, I've seen him again. He's made waves before. He called Tiger Woods cavalier with the way he plays with the rules. Dude, be quiet. You wish. Brandel Chamblee, they shouldn't even let you in the same driving range with Tiger Woods. How Brandel Chamblee has this job? I'm sure he probably come from some super rich family. Like, and he made the tour. He probably got taught how to swing like Ben Hogan or something. But again, you're calling out somebody's faith, man, because they made a business decision in their profession to go get guaranteed money. You know how you take care of your family, you get guaranteed money. I would be willing to bet if Saudi Arabia went to Brandel Chamblee and said, you know what, we'll give you $200 million to be our #1 golf analyst and have your own channel, he'd go crawling to him like a fat kid to a candy factory.
You'd probably be right. The question they were asking Lee Westwood the other day and a couple of the other guys, which I think we had that clip, I don't think we have it anymore, but is there any regime that you would turn down for the same amount of money? Like, would you go play in a golf league if Putin started it?
No.
But again, like, what if it was $1 billion?
If it was $1 billion, well, I know, again, I'd be there for 3 weeks and then he'd be gone, then I'd be arrested.
Okay.
That's true. Like, for $1 billion?
But at some point, it's like there's an amount of money that is intriguing to you to, like you said, protect your family. But at the same time, there are atrocities and there are regimes which are evil and bad enough, which,
Does everybody have a price?
A price for, again, the answer probably is yes to that, but at the same time, like I'm saying, on the flip side of that is everybody, at some point, you have a conscience enough to turn down a price for whatever.
The Ayatollah of Iran came to me and was like, Jake, we're going to start a sports network and give you, $200 million and 8 pounds of uranium. Like, I'd be like, no.
Yeah. again, even with that, you are.
That'd be like bringing
one of the
hash
things
to
with
oil.
these guys is they're being asked. They're being asked to do their profession, right? They're being asked to. They're being asked to play golf. So it's not like they're like, hey, I'll give you half a billion dollars if you execute the.
I mean, they offer.
Prime Minister.
Wait a minute. Now
They offer.
Wait.
They offered Tiger Woods half the Earth.
Yeah.
And he didn't go.
Half the Earth?
Yeah, like in a little bit of the moon. He's like, no, I'm good. I don't have to.
What's the booster club say?
Did Tiger say that adds no value for me?
Yeah, he's
Tiger's like, I
I'm
already
not
have
doing
half
it.
the Earth. I don't want the other half.
Brian McCarthy says, isn't Brandel Chamblee the name of the Judge Small's nephew in Caddyshack? Sounds like a guy who'd be a member of the Bushwood Country Club.
That's exactly who he is.
I don't know who Brandel Chamblee is. I've never heard of this.
Again, good for you. I'm super jelly, which is slang for jealous for the older crowd out there.
Mike says, faith is a good thing, public or private. Don't hate on a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. One more.
Man, you attack a man's faith, I mean, just.
You attack a man's, look, you attack my faith and my family like something.
Devin21 says, go off, Jake. And Mike also says, people have to criticize faith because they don't have any faith.
Ooh, I like that.
Mike's out here spitting.
Nicholas Sparks over here, so letting them fly. You want to get back to 5 big questions?
Yes, but I'm going to switch the order so that we can still talk about golf because the 122nd U.S. Open at the Country Club is being played as we speak in Boston, like we were talking about earlier. My question is, Phil Mickelson, the only major championship Phil Mickelson hasn't won to complete the career Grand Slam is the U.S. Open. He's playing now, despite all the controversy that's been happening.
Got a great ovation. You seen that?
Will Phil Mickelson win the U.S. Open? That's my question.
I will. All right, here I go. I will make the prediction that Phil Mickelson, the lefty, Professor Sauce with the wedges, edgy enough to give Reggie Bush a wedgie. Shout out Eminem. Phil Mickelson will not win the U.S. Open.
Okay,
He's not going to win it. I'm going to go. Man, I'm really feeling some John Rahm. I know Spieth, I think, played pretty good. I've tried to keep up with it. We had to get ready for the show and do other stuff like that. But I'm feeling John Rahm-ish. Cantlay, I know he's got some witchcraft in him. I love the field, even with all the other stuff that's going on. But I'm going to go John Rahm.
I'm going to pull up.
Give me the Rahmster.
You're taking John Rahm. You got the leaderboard?
Yeah, I'm
pull up
looking
the
at it right
leaderboard.
now.
What
Where
is it? Has he teed off? Had to.
I'm looking at Rahm. Rahm's 1 under.
Okay.
He
Good
finished.
start.
He
Good
finished.
start,
He's
John.
got a 69.
Ooh,
Leading
good.
is Callum Tarrant.
Who?
Callum Tarrant.
He won't be there later. Not worried
David
about it.
Lingmerth is in second.
Not worried about
The
it.
boy Rory McIlroy's in third.
Okay.
Rory's playing well.
Okay, who you got, Blaine? Who you taking?
I just feel like it's. I already looked at the scores, so it's kind of.
Well, who are you taking right now? Looking at the score.
I would take Rory.
Okay.
I haven't looked at the score. I'll take Xander Schauffele this week. Give me
Xander?
Schauffele.
Where's Xander at?
Where's Xander?
Zoltan?
Please don't say 3 over.
Xander Schauffele is even.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
let's go,
Finished
Xander.
round, he shot a 70.
Okay.
Finished round, he
Oh,
shot
he
a 70.
finished. He shot.
He's
So
70.
the leader right now is at 3 under.
Okay.
Let's go get low. Let's go get low.
I-
tomorrow.
Make the cut.
Take
and be
Johnny
in
Rahm's.
Go get
Johnny
low.
Rahm's. Blaine's going to take Rory. What's Rory at?
He's at 3 under.
Okay, that's fine. And you're at even. We're all there. There it is.
Take
But
Xander.
Phil will not win the U.S. Open.
Okay. Next, had Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals last night, and if the whole series is anything like Game 1, boys, we're in for a heck of a couple weeks.
Lightning in 6.
Are you sticking? That's my question. Are you sticking with your Lightning prediction despite the Game 1 loss?
Yeah.
Yes.
You lost on the road by
Yes.
1.
Remember, the last Game 1
Rangers?
that the Lightning played, they lost 6-2 to the Rangers. It's always like the first game is the highest scoring, and then they kind of settle in. Like, I really expect the under to hit next game. Because, again, it was highfalutin first game, 8 goals scored when they played the Rangers before we got here. The Avs came, about 10 minutes went by before they scored. I was worried to death because I had the over for both of them. I had the Avs over 3.5 goals, and then I had the Lightning over 2.5 goals.
Yeah, we know you hit.
Well, I'm just
we know.
saying.
We all know it.
Again, I'm recollecting, Blaine.
Yeah,
it makes
I
sense
bet.
for the
I
story.
bet. Continue, please.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, McKim.
Kim Jong.
4 goals.
So here, we're watching clips here. The Avs, they just overwhelm you. We had 3-3. They went into OT.
Turnover.
Unbelievable job here off the ricochet.
Bam.
We're going to rebound it, slap it in there. Let's get excited. Let's go grab a brew and talk about it.
Now
The
McKinnon.
Avs end up winning. I do believe the Lightning win the series, but the Avs is just a siege, man. Like
Yes.
every game, like shot. It's everybody. It's like just wait for Little John, just have a mic, like in the N1 mixtape tour, just screaming while they're playing. They go full speed, taking advantage of power plays. It was good to see Braden Point last night
Yeah.
for the Lightning. Still like the Lightning to win the series, and I think it's going to be lower scoring as we go.
Blaine, you sticking with the Lightning pick?
Lightning in 6.
Lightning
lost to one on the road in overtime. Lightning in 6.
Cow.
Lightning's going to win their next game, I believe.
I'm sticking with the Avs.
Going to take both at home.
I'm sticking with the Avs.
4-2.
I would like to see 7-game series.
I'm just telling you, it's been going.
NHL's not scripted.
High scoring, then it falls.
The NHL's not scripted?
No.
But the NBA's scripted.
For sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Boys, there is talk about the Baltimore Orioles. Okay,
Come on down.
Sounds like the brothers Louis and John Angelos, part owners of the Orioles, are headed to court over control of the team. Will the Baltimore Orioles, or even should the Baltimore Orioles, become the Nashville Orioles?
Yes, 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 and don't forget, of course, yes.
Okay.
Come on down. Look, Nashville's an unbelievable sports place. Look at the hockey, the Predators in Smashville. They love it down here. Give them baseball. We don't need an expansion team. We don't even know where to put the A's or the Rays when it comes down to it. But if the Baltimore brothers, the brothers Baltimore want to sue each other and it has to move, you come on down to Nashville. But what we can't do is what they're talking about if they get an expansion team in Nashville, where it's like a team that you have to look a certain way to be hired. Like it's you need to hire the best people. It's like if they did that, it'd be like on Tommy Boy. Remember when Chris Farley's telling the waitress how bad of a salesman he is? Like he gets the role. Like this would be like what would happen if Nashville got it and they decided to go with this super like diversity. It doesn't matter how good you are at your job, it just matters what you look like. They're gonna be like, oh, I just love it, touch it, massage it, and then I kill it. Like that's exactly what's gonna happen if they do it that way. But don't do it that way. Just bring them down here. Let's hire some good people. Doesn't matter what they look like. Just hire the best people at their job. Hell, get Brad Pitt down here. I don't care. We can moneyball this whole thing. Bring Jonah Hill. But it needs to come down to Nashville. It needs to happen.
A lot of great baseball players would love to come live in Nashville.
That's exactly. A lot of them do live in Nashville.
You want to get some guys to come in here with this place in Nashville with the downtown, the ladies, the bars.
Should it stay the Orioles though?
No, hate it.
Should they be the Nashville Hot Chickens?
Wait, so
what about the Nashville Stars?
Part of me thinks
what about the Nashville Indians?
Part of me just wants them just to stay in Baltimore. I mean,
What?
Camden Yard, all the tradition, the Orioles. But if they're, I mean,
No,
it would be great
I
to
guess
have
you
them
might
in
do
League
like
Baseball.
that.
But are you really going to take away the Orioles' name if they come here?
Yeah.
If I wasn't in Nashville,
You're just going to
then
throw
no.
the Orioles away.
Yes.
If I wasn't in Nashville, then no.
You're not even going to pull for them over the Braves. You're going to be a Braves fan.
Yeah, of
Don't
course.
even lie to me.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. What I'm
And
saying.
you're still going to be
You know
a
what I'd
Yankees
like to
fan.
do?
Don't you even put that paper up.
This is a selfish.
What
thing for
happens
me.
to the Nashville Sound then?
Nobody hears them.
The minor
Not
league
anymore.
They're now the Nashville Quiet.
They can't sing,
They're
they
now-
can't sing their way. They can't sing.
Blaine said they're now the Nashville Quiet.
Hashtag no one cares.
Don't do that.
What would you though right now, just off the top, like if they said, all right, we're coming to Nashville, we're changing our mascot name. What should it be?
The Nashville replacement cones.
I like that. I
Get
would
them off our
say,
back.
why not the Nashville Hot Chickens?
I said the Nashville Stars.
That's so lame.
You said hot chickens. That'll never happen.
How do you know what would happen?
Because I can function as a human. I'll know that'll never happen. My brain works.
Does it?
Well, Monday through Thursday.
All right, as I'm walking over the board, is that it for 5 big questions? We got something else.
Oh, actually, do we have time? Because we need to talk about fake Klay Thompson.
Oh, yeah, this is.
We have to talk about
This
fake
was-
Klay Thompson.
when this
All right,
happened.
tell them about this right here. While
Okay.
this video runs.
Excuse me. So basically, this dude looks just like Klay Thompson. He looks a lot like him. So he dressed up like Klay Thompson and snuck in to the Warriors facility, to the arena, got through, took pictures, all type of stuff, and shot on the court. It's a clip. Play the clip.
His name's Dawson Gurley.
Yep, Dawson
Fake
Gurley.
Klay Thompson.
Team shot.
Bro, he does look just like Klay. How tall
He
is
said he pretended he was looking for the team shop.
If you're on audio right now, you need to go look this up. Go to the YouTube and dailywire.com, look this up. This man looks just like Klay Thompson. I would have fallen for it. I would have fallen for it.
Just
100%.
making his way through
I
the
wouldn't.
arena.
They're
Let's
looking
get a
at
dub today, Klay.
Watch him when he literally turns around the camera guy. He's like, what? He's walking through, he can go wherever he wants. They legitimately 100% think this man is Klay Thompson. He's walking on the court right now.
With a
Golden
cameraman,
State-
with a cameraman behind him.
How did the cameraman get in? And he
Someone
actually
video Klay Thompson. It makes sense.
He actually
Look at this.
He actually comes
He's out here warming up.
Yeah, it's got to be hidden camera, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, I would have thought they would have searched.
Immediately know you're not an NBA player after that.
I don't know,
He's
man.
sinking them.
He's absolutely.
He's making buckets.
smashing these shots.
Look
now,
at
the jump
that.
shot looks nothing like Klay's. It absolutely
That is true.
But it's going in.
But he's making them. He's out here warming up at the Chase Center.
This happened, but
buckets.
in a different way.
Buckets.
So here he is.
Oh, and then they give him a ban letter.
It's a ban letter.
You can film me off of private property. You are on private property right now.
So obviously they caught him.
You're on private property, right?
Film. Got it.
So you can't do this piece. So unfortunately, everybody loves your enthusiasm.
Everyone loves your enthusiasm.
He said you deceived the other employees.
You walked into our employees.
I didn't say that I was anybody.
Nobody said you did. But just based on your appearance.
Like, I don't know how you're not shocked.
They assumed it.
So they assumed it. So that's what he's like, look, I didn't pretend to, I'm just dressed up in Warriors gear, okay?
He's not wrong.
In the
He's
court
not wrong.
of law,
He's
in the court
The security
of law,
opened the door for him.
Is he
he's
suing?
not wrong.
They said, let's get a dub today, Klay. He didn't go in and say, I'm Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
But he
I'm suing.
He does have videos basically being pretend Klay Thompson, saying that I am going to the arena to pretend
Doesn't
to
matter.
be Klay Thompson.
Was it worth it, though? He got a lifetime ban.
Oh, it's
He
worth
had
it for
$10,000 in tickets. This is probably not going to be refunded.
Views-wise, it's probably worth it.
Probably worth it.
Now, I wonder, like, that $10,000 that he said he paid for those seats up front, like, apparently it was transferred through, like, a season ticket holder.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be very surprised if that person made him pay $10,000 for it.
Let me ask you this. What would you like to see from Klay Thompson right here? Would you like to see Klay step up and try and show him some love and get the ban lifted?
I think he should.
Or like at least
I think it'd be a good look for Klay.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good look for Klay.
Nah,
No?
You think it sets a bad precedent?
you'll never be me, dog.
You're
You'll never be
okay.
me, dog.
He was sinking some threes now.
I don't want games. I don't want. It's too serious of times right now. I don't want to be games.
Well, you say that earlier on All Access. We were talking about the stunt double that got hurt in that tragic accident for Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe's stunt double.
Who'd you say? What answer did you say?
I said Ron Weasley's.
Yeah, you thought it was Ron Weasley's stunt guy.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Hey, I would have got
Sometimes
that.
it's not bad to have
I would have got
stunt
that Harry
double.
Potter question wrong too. That you said. I thought it was
You just had to bring that up.
the trophy. I thought it
We just
wasn't a boot. I
couldn't-
thought it was a trophy.
We couldn't get through an
I didn't
hour.
bring it up. But you brought it up.
No. You know what you did. I'm walking over to the board.
So hey, what about this? The Nashville Flaming Dragons.
Oh, okay, I'm in. I'm sold 100%.
This is flaming dragon.
The Nashville Flaming Dragons?
Come on.
That's somewhat like the Nashville Hot
That's got a good ring to it.
That's got a Nashville Hot Chicken's vibe a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
It's got a good ring to it.
Kind of
I'm
a
a
different
believer.
part of the tree, but same tree. All right, so I'm over at the board of mistakes, adversity, overcoming adversity, and also overcoming mistakes. Last night, 2-0, feel good about it, but we woke up 0-0 today. Cone always says it. I woke up 0-0 today, decided to get a glass of water, just felt good, really good drive into work today. Made my picks early.
Okay.
I feel like I like to make my bet early, Cone.
Okay.
That's what I like to do. Or Reed gets mad, but that's for another thing. Celtics -5, +107. It's a must-win situation. I'm with Blaine. I think the Celtics play their best game of the series. I think they play their best game of the finals tonight. Jaylen Brown's going for 35+. It's what, Blaine, plus 1,100, something like that?
Plus 1,000.
What do we? Yeah, plus 1,000?
Yep.
Come on, man. Mom's purse sitting there. Take $20 out. It's worth it. She'll be happy. Again, it's not stealing if you return it with even more. It's given. Second one. Gary Payton III, under 9.5 points is +100. It scares me because I do think the Celtics are going to be up a lot, and the Warriors are going to have their reserves in at the end, and Gary Payton will probably come in and
Gary's been
hit
playing some
three.
minutes.
Well, he's been playing. He got hurt, remember?
Yeah, I
When
know.
Elboy from the Grizzlies took him out, which I didn't think was the dirty play as everybody thought. But under 9.5 points, score 9. Have a good night. It's not double digits. Don't be selfish, all right? Your dad is the glove. It's defense. Let's make it about defense tonight. Cone, what do you got in your little book of pages?
I want to start off with the Phillies. First 5. -0.5 run at -145 with Zach Wheeler on the mound. Let's start off. Let's get hot.
Wheeling and dealing, huh?
Wheeling and dealing before we get into the NBA, which I said I would never bet again, but here we go. I also like the Celtics to win.
Okay.
All right, with a little same game parlay here. Celtics to win and the under at 210.5. I think if the Celtics do win, they need to play great D, and that's going off at +200.
I love that. I love that.
Plus 200.
Yes.
Okay. Blaine.
Okay. What was that bet?
That was
He's
the
taking the
Celtics to
Celtics money
win
line.
and the
That's messed up.
game under 210.5.
Love that. All right. You woke up. Y'all woke up 0-0. I woke up 8-17. So,
Well, that's the
real
problem.
cool. Real cool. So hey, here I come, reaching for straws again. Here I come. Give me.
It's a
Give me-
Bruce Willis, Ben
Yeah.
Affleck,
Give
Armageddon
me
situation.
Slowly just sinking farther in the mud. Having a great time. Having a great time. It's so much fun. 4 goals, Avalanche. McKinnon, you don't score 1. Good. I might go on the court and maybe, try to hit you in the hamstring or something.
Okay, Tanya Harding.
So give me Andrew Wiggins plus 490. This never hit. Plus 490 to have the most rebounds in the game.
It could happen.
He did it last game. So that means if he did it last game, it never happened.
No, it won't happen again.
Yeah.
Plus 490 though.
Plus 490. Yeah.
Nice.
You're trying to get.
He's getting the
units. Like you're breaking into
Then
the
I went safe. I'm going Boston money line. Celtics money line minus 160. I feel like the Celtics win this game by either 5 points or more. But I just wanted to play it safe because I do need a win. Because right now I can keep trying to make unit jumps, but at the end of the month, at least my record needs to be somewhat respected. At the end of the
Did we tell them about the unit jumps or the units, how they play in now?
Yeah.
Have we told the fans?
We've talked about it. So we're going to take at the end of each month your overall wins. Every win counts as a point. All right. So overall wins and then where you are units wise. So if I had 13 wins and I was up 2.5 units, I'd have 15.5 points. That's how we're going to calculate the points. That way we don't have any ties. We're just going to have to figure out what's going to happen when Baby Cone wins the month because he's not old enough to speak yet. Should we just hold him? Should you hold him up like
I still
Simba
think we
from
hold
The
him up
Lion
and do the
King?
Simba sound.
And I'll talk. No. We'll figure it out. I got an idea. All right, here's what he wants tonight. The Yanks, Tampa Bay, Nerfy, no run first inning, minus 125. Hit the other day. Somebody took the other day.
Nerfy?
Nerfy, yeah, no run first inning. And then Jaylen Brown or at least 15 points in the first half, going off at a hefty plus 270.
That's what he said he liked.
And I do got to give a shout out. We talked about let's be sad for Brad yesterday. We should still all be sad for Brad after what happened. But I did love his bet of I think Steph Curry's going off plus 330 if he hits 2 consecutive three-pointers. So it's not he hits a three-pointer.
Keep going. That's not all of it.
I know that. If Steph hits one, then the Celtics hit one, and then Steph hits one, it doesn't count. He's got to legitimately make 2 threes in a row.
And the
if Klay Thompson does it, it's plus 800.
And the Celtics can't score in
between.
Can't
score in between.
Nope.
And he also has Jaylen Brown to hit 2 threes in the first half at plus 200.
That one's been weird, though.
I know.
There's been a lot of people fell off that cliff.
I missed on it the other night.
All right, here's what we got for the Booster Club before we do some parting thoughts from there. Dragon B Flamin' is at 7-0. 1 away from the Hall.
I feel like ever since that name got that Twitter handle got started, I mean, he's just been on fire.
Again, it's Dragon B Flamin'.
Pun intended.
What did you think? He wants Padres first 5 money line minus 195. Playing it safe, and I don't blame you at 7-0. Remember, you get to 8-0. It's the Hall of Fame. You might as well play it safe. JT Bryan 12, 6-0 wants the Phillies. I'm guessing first half. I don't know if that's how that works. I'm guessing first 5.
First 5.
Probably minus 145.
First 5.
B Moore CFB is 4-0, wants the Padres money line. EJ Runis he just made the Hall of Fame. Now he's back at 4-0. I mean, goodness gracious.
Who is this guy? Is this Tom Cruise?
Fire. He's 4-0. He wants Red Sox money line. Jeremiah D. Wright's 4-0. He wants the Mets money line. Jeremiah. Revco 250, 4-0, wants the Phillies first 5. That's minus 135. They're minus the half, not money line. Williams DG's 4-0, wants the Yanks money line. Jarrett Lay 17's 3-0, wants the Celtics money line. Katie Rose 1191's 2-0, wants Patrick Wisdom to be really smart and get over a half hit at minus 195. Then BJ PS09XU13 is 2-0, and he wants Chef Curry over 28.5 points going off at a steady minus 115. Blaine, what's the Booster Club say? Thoughts, observations, critiques?
The Goal Horn creator says if the Celtics win tonight, they will win Game 7 guaranteed.
It's been schizophrenic. The NBA playoffs has been schizophrenic. 1 minute they're Patricia, the other minute they're the little boy. Like, it's just, again, they're the beast.
If the NBA scripted, do they script it just to Game 7 and they let that one play out, or do they already know who's going to win Game 7?
They already know who's going to win.
They do?
Question,
okay.
David. It's a
I just wanted to know.
Yeah, it's the Warriors.
All right,
the Warriors will win by 6. Just like today when we were playing Uno, and I knew that was going to be 8-3.
You did know that, and
that was weird, and I've been asking
scary.
a lot of questions since that happened.
David Atkinson says, Blaine, you're going to have a strong second half of June, except for the Lightning not winning the Cup. Well, thank you, and you're wrong.
I don't think he's wrong.
I don't think he's wrong. I think you're wrong.
Didn't you pick the Lightning?
Oh, he said the Lightning would not win the Cup. Okay, understood. Touche.
Mike says he's feeling a Warriors win tonight. I don't think so. I think the Celtics win this game.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night, but that's not why.
Jimbo Eagle says, give us the top 3 greatest mascots in history. Go.
Oh, man, to
like
me,
that.
it's the orange one from Syracuse is number 1, because, again, why not? I told you guys about the Fruit Wars. Did I tell them about the Fruit Wars on the show?
No. You,
That's all
you
access.
said that in
That needs to be a parting thought. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Talking about the Fruit Wars?
Go ahead.
Okay, y'all be the judge of this. When I was in 4th grade, I had a couple buddies that sat next to me, and we'd get bored in class, because that's what happens, right? So what we did to pass the time was we drew what we called it Fruit Wars. So it'd be like the oranges versus the bananas and the apples versus like the kiwis. But you had to be able to differentiate if like the apples were fighting the oranges. It's kind of hard to tell when you're drawing them as a 4th grader. Okay. Oranges are easy to draw, but the apples can kind of get lost in translation. So we gave the apples a bandana and the oranges an eye patch. And when I tell you, these scenes were drawn, I drew out a whole war. Like starting from landing, there's like apples coming out of the boat, oranges from up top on the
What grade are
cliff.
we talking here?
4th grade here. Fourth grade. Good enough to draw, good enough to where it made sense. I had like interrogation scenes. Bananas were like tied up and beat up and like lights pointing down on them. And the
Really
teacher,
sausage party.
the teachers found. No, I mean, this was like true wars, though.
What was at stake? Like basket territory? The fruit
It's
basket?
just who's the, well, I think it wasn't that deep. It was more about just drawing cool scenes where fruits were fighting each other. That's really kind of what the essence was about. But we did like different, like fighting on a waterfall and like, fighting in, like the desert and stuff like that. But the teacher found it one day, and I'll never forget, she kept us after class, me and Corey and Ben. She was like, she had the binder that she had taken this from us the day before. And we were like going back and forth on what was gonna happen, like how bad the punishment was gonna be. Like, are they gonna freak out about it and think like, we're out there killing animals, like a bunch of serial killers or something? Mm-hmm. So she calls us after class and she looks at it, she's like, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. And this binder's thick. Like, this got a lot of work. It's like a memoir. Okay, it's a whole war. A world war of fruit. Think about how long that takes. But she looked at us and goes, guys, I took this home last night and I looked at every page with my husband. She's like, we both decided this morning, I don't know whether to be really worried for y'all or really excited for y'all. So I'm gonna pretend like this just never happened. Don't let me catch you drawing this again. And guess what? We turned out fine. Now, are Ben and Corey in state prison? Yes.
Wait, are they really?
No, they're not.
Oh, man.
But Fruit Wars, real thing. I will let everybody know the apples were the good guys, and they did win. They decided to drop the fruit bomb.
They were the good guys?
They did.
If it was a full binder and the teacher went through every page of that, she was entertained.
For sure.
She was entertained, and that is a great story on your part.
For sure. Thank you.
Who wins tonight's game between the Warriors and Celtics? Give me your answers.
The chat said Celtics 55%.
God, like that pick, David.
Yeah.
Give me the Celtics 55.2%.
Under.
Celtics 71%. Warriors 29%.
Gotta believe. Listen, I think it makes sense. It adds up. Like I'm with you, B. I'm with you. All right, parting thoughts. Anything else I need to add?
immediately want to take Golden State.
I know.
Anytime anytime everyone has a sure thing, go the other way, man.
I know. By the way, make sure if you haven't got merch yet, go to thedailywire.com/shop. It's under Originals. We've got the Boots Club shirt. Good teams win, great teams cover. He's a Wit shirt coming soon. Believe me, I can't wait for that one. Be rocking that one hard. But make sure you guys subscribe everywhere, all social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, all that great stuff, even social media platforms I don't even know we exist on. Do you have an IMDb page?
We
Talked
do.
about that the other day.
And we are
You have that.
producers of Ben Shapiro.
We'll go ahead and say this right now so everyone can hear this. Cereal does not belong in orange juice.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Ew.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wait,
don't do that.
Someone said in the chat.
Cereal?
Yeah, speaking about North
orange?
Korea.
Did you
Anyway,
guys know that Tropicana made a cereal that you can eat with orange juice now instead of milk? I'm good on that.
No, I'm good on that. That's not why I eat cereal.
Nice try, orange juice.
Yeah. Do you see they're putting alcohol in Mountain Dew now, too?
Yeah,
Mountain Dew
what are
came out
you
with
guys
alcohol.
watching?
I saw that on Twitter.
You saw it
It's
on
called
Twitter.
Hard Mountain Dew.
No, it's out.
They're
I've had
mixing
some.
alcohol and Mountain Dew. You think the LSU fans are nuts now? Come on, man.
I do
Give a
think
college
some-
kid a Mountain Dew with alcohol, they'll be playing video games
Red Bull
for
vodka.
22 hours a day.
For your LSU picture today, I just wanted you to put up a picture of T-Bob.
We were going to do that.
Like,
Like, you
just
look at this
just
guy.
T-Bob.
Look at this guy. You tell me how you want to talk about loyalty? That's loyal as it gets. Psych, it's not. That's why they're number 3. We'll go to number 1. We'll see how loyal it gets. Hour and a half clapping. But thank you guys for joining us on this hour. And like the chances of the Warriors ending the NBA Finals tonight, we're gone.